pretty awesome. It kind of Am I allowed to say things about shards?
Yeah, you can. It reminds you of
very loosely reminds me of the premise behind. I cannot remember her name, but the engineer that was like geared towards players like me.
Oh, Ginny. Okay, it was Ginny. Ginny was my first thought. Yeah, Ginny is a symbol. Well, you know what? Let me just do a little preview here. I don't remember if you've seen.
I haven't seen her in a very long time.
Okay, let me see. Alright, well, you definitely haven't seen the current build then. But yeah, you know, Ginny, who has 4 additional cards. While you're in normal mode, your contraption is inactive. It's your contraption over here. Very, very good art, I know. As an action, place up 3 cards from your hand into your contraption's slots. Draw that many cards. And the slots that say, this is your range when your contraption is active. This is your power and speed when your contraption is active. And this is everything else when your contraption is active. Anyway, this is Ginny. When you exceed, flip your contraption active and strike. And your contraption, which says, ignore your printed values, you're using your contraption's attacks. I didn't mean to go through the whole character, but I guess I'll leave the specials and ultras to folks' imaginations. Disclaimer, this is not a finished design. She's not even really out of the design stage, let alone development. But the current design for her is this. You know, build attacks. And then you play fusions of all of them.
Oh, you can stack. That's the bit that I was missing about this wording. So I could put 2 cards here, 3 cards here, some number of cards there.
Yeah, so you know, we do this number over the course of the game. And then eventually you're doing this. Oops. And then your attack has this range, this power speed, this armor guard triggers. So you create your own attacks. Anyway,
that's awesome.
That is the current mode of Ginny. Like I said,
way different than the version I played.
Yeah. Well, the version you played did this with an entirely separate set of cards, right? The version you played, you actually had other cards that you then put into place to comprise these pieces, where you like had a card that was dedicated to being a piece of your engine, and then you would put it here, and it would have certain effects here, and certain effects here, certain effects.
Yeah.
And that sort of thing. So now I'm just using actual attack cards. Anyway, Ginny. Yeah.
I think the only thing that I liked about the other design better is that instead of having these 3 as separate cards, it was one big cool.
Yeah, it was one piece that you slotted things
with
into.
Different slots. Yeah.
Instead of literally having each slot be its own card, it was one thing with multiple slots.
Yeah, and I think there was like there was something doable on it. I don't know. It's been so long. I don't remember what it looked like.
Looks a lot like. Oh no, it's not gonna load. This was before my Steam Cloud crashed. It might load for you if you have a cache.
I still have it.
Okay, you still have it then. Nobody on stream can see it, but but you can.
That's okay. I can enjoy it.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, so once upon a time, for those who wonder what's happening here, my Steam Cloud just died, so like everything I'd ever hosted on TTS via uploading it to the Steam Cloud like the game like you normally would was just erased. Which is why I use Imager these days. Almost everything. because that's a lot less likely to just kind of randomly delete a bunch of stuff. Only ever
Yeah,
happened once, but it was devastating.
On pretty much all of the mods that I was commissioned for, I fought to get them to not rely on my Steam cloud.
Yep.
For that very reason, but some of them still did, and I'm just like, okay, well,
I mean,
this is the risk you run.
Yep. It's also your stuff, right? Like, it's your Steam cloud, so eventually you could just be clearing stuff up, and then it will stop working unless they change their hosting. That's kind of on them.
Yeah, and I've tried to be cognizant of that, and
right. I'm not saying you do it like intentionally, but yeah, they're taking a risk by doing that. Anyway, hey, thanks for the games. I know you said you gotta go.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, I appreciate it, man. This was a good time. Hats off to you and all the folks that put in all the work for submitting so many cool things. Like I scratched the surface. I've seen 3. Was Kai Kisuke around before?
No,
or was this
no.
a release?
I mean, he was around, but now he's in the module.
Okay, so I've seen 4. Waldo, Molly, Kai, Majora. That's it?
I think in actual play, yes, because we played 3 games.
Yeah, so there's still a whole bunch of other stuff. Hopefully more arenas, too. I really like this arena thing.
I'm surprised we got the same one twice in a row. There are 28.
Oh my goodness.
And we got definitely among the simplest ones.
The arenas, that's something that I've always thought would be just chef's kiss for Exceed, right? Not for competitive games, obviously, but for friendly games. And I think... Were there some floating around back in the day, maybe that Poulter had made?
These are Poulters, so maybe.
Okay, so maybe these are just those. I don't remember having played with them.
I think
before,
he
I remember
was
them existing.
He's been workshopping them for ages, but like I've seen things like them. I think Bitcoins might have made some too. Whoops. But yeah, like this is kind of the polished production version of them, right? Where to the best of our, I mean, I've caught a few typos, right? But like technically, these are probably functional. They're not balanced, but they're functional.
I don't know, like it affects both players, so it's probably mostly okay. I don't know, like if I'm pulling these out, I'm pulling them out for a good time.
Yeah, I was about to say, don't take them too seriously. It's fine.
Well, thanks again, and again, kudos to all the people that went into making this thing happen. Yourself as well for actually, giving us the opportunity to play with all this stuff. This is really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy to include community stuff in the module. I think I want to celebrate community work, and I feel like this is a great opportunity to do that.
Yeah, that's a heck of a work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Well, have a good night, my friend.
Have a good night.
Appreciate the games.
Mm-hmm.